All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to try and peel back the layers of secrecy around one of the world's biggest mysteries, Area 51. This is a question that has obsessed us for centuries. But back in 1947, a whole series of really strange events in America just cranked that obsession up to 11. So, to really understand this whole thing, we've got to go back, way back to the very beginning, to the exact moment a brand new term exploded into our vocabulary. Okay, so you've got this respected pilot, Kenneth Arnold, who sees these things. And his description, it absolutely ignites a national craze. I mean, the media just ran with it. And get this, in just 2 weeks, more than 800 other Americans were saying, hey, I saw that too. The fuse was definitely lit. And right when the whole country is completely gripped by this UFO fever, something happens out in the New Mexico desert. Something that would spark a conspiracy theory that honestly is still going strong today. I mean, can you even imagine opening your morning paper and seeing this headline? It's wild. For one brief, absolutely stunning moment, the military itself was confirming everyone's wildest theories. They're like, yep, we got a crashed flying disc. The entire world was just buzzing. But then, almost immediately, the story completely flips. Officials rush out, hold a press conference, and say, oh, never mind, that mysterious debris? It was just a weather balloon. The whiplash from that was insane, right? And for a lot of people, it was just deeply suspicious. And this, right here, is where that little seed of distrust really starts to grow. Decades go by, and then in the late 70s, the actual intelligence officer who was first on the scene, a guy named Jesse Marcel, comes forward. And he basically says that whole weather balloon story was a total cover-up, and the government was hiding the truth. So Roswell gave everyone the what? This idea of a potential alien crash. But people needed a where, They needed a physical place, a ground zero, to aim all this suspicion and speculation at. And then, bam, the late 1980s hit, and you get this flood of really sensational claims from people claiming to be insiders. They're all pointing to one place, saying alien tech and secret research is all happening inside this mysterious Nevada base, Area 51. All of a sudden, it was like all the puzzle pieces finally had a center. Okay, so now the myth is totally cemented in the public's mind. And eventually, the US government was kind of forced to come clean and reveal the truth. And what they were actually hiding, well, in its own way, it was just as fascinating as any alien story. So the real secret? It wasn't aliens at all. It was the Cold War. See, back in 1949, the Soviet Union tested their first atomic bomb. And, the US was absolutely desperate to figure out what they were up to. They needed eyes in the sky, and they needed them fast. And this chart right here really helps explain all those UFO sightings. Think about it. Back in the 50s, commercial airliners were cruising around 20,000 feet. Military jets, maybe 40,000. But the U-2 spy plane, this thing was flying at over 70,000 feet. That's an altitude that most pilots at the time thought was just physically impossible. So here's the key thing to understand. People were absolutely seeing something real. And it was unidentified to them. But it wasn't extraterrestrial. It was what you might call ultra-terrestrial technology. I mean, this stuff was pushing the absolute limits of what was known at the time. And this is where it all clicks into place. The government basically used one secret, this whole alien myth, to protect a much, much bigger one. That debris from Roswell? It wasn't a weather balloon, no. But it also wasn't a UFO. It was actually from something called Project Mogul, a top-secret program using high-altitude balloons to listen for Soviet nuclear tests. All that UFO talk? It was the perfect cover story. Okay, but that raises a huge question, right? If the secret's out, if we know it was all about spy planes, then why is Area 51 still the world's most famous hotspot for all things paranormal? Well, for one thing, decades of silence. For nearly 60 years, the government's official position was just nothing. Total silence. They wouldn't even admit the base existed. And what happens when you have a total lack of information? You get a massive vacuum. And that vacuum gets filled, naturally, with suspicion and some of the most creative conspiracy theories you can imagine. I mean, look at this number, 3.5 million. That's how many people signed up for that Storm Area 51 Facebook event back in 2019. Now, yeah, it started as a joke, but it absolutely proves that the public's fascination is stronger than ever. And all that fascination, it was fueled by those decades of secrecy. And even after they declassified all the spy plane stuff, you still get continued sightings. And you get these really tantalizing statements from top officials, like this one right here from President Obama, that just keep the whole debate very, very much alive. So when you boil it all down, the story of Area 51 isn't really just about aliens or airplanes. It's a powerful lesson about us, about human nature. It's about our relationship with secrets and that deep, fundamental desire we all have to know what's really going on behind the curtain. Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. The official secret of the spy planes? That's out. We know about it. But a place like Area 51? A place built on secrets? Well, it's always working on the next big thing, the next generation of secret tech. So you have to wonder, what are they hiding in there today?